Hello and welcome to this week's Devil in the Detail podcast. I'm Rob Patterson and we're here talking all things Salford Red Devils. Joining the show this week, as ever, we've got Paul Whiteside. Right, Paul, how's your week been, mate?
Hi, Rob. Yeah, it's been very good, to be honest with you. It was a good weekend with a score. I mean, when you get a win like that, you sort of float all the way through Saturday and Sunday, don't we? So yeah, busy at work and things like that, and trying to keep away from Storm Douglas or whatever his name is, Dudley. But no, I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. How's yourself?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, good. Very windy. It blew off my feet today, so on the way to picking my son up from his computer games club. But yeah, it's been a busy week. Obviously, work and that, and recovering from the good win against Castleford, and looking forward to the next game against Toulouse.
What was on your celebratory pizza
on
Friday night?
Yeah,
how was that? It sounded good.
It was, what did I have? I had a meat feast. It was 12-inch meat feast with potato wedges.
Yeah.
Little birdie told me that you met and you saw a few ex-Sol players and a few ex-Sol players in Costco. Was it Costco?
Yeah. When was that? Tuesday maybe. Yeah, I stopped off. I was going to Wigan from like sort of Charlie, Leyland, that sort of way, and I thought I could do with a brew. So I thought I checked my app on my Costa app, and it says a store located. The nearest one was Robin Park, the one at Wigan where we went before the match. So I thought, I'll stop off there. So anyway, pulled in and sat down. I looked up. Lee Mossop sat there next to Tyrone McCarthy and Greg Burke all sat having a brew. I didn't realise I was on the next table, so I thought, well, I'm not going to disturb him now. It's my dinner break. I thought I'll just do my computer for work, my little handheld thing, tell him I'm on my dinner and check my next job out and have my brew. So I'm sat there and I thought, well, I'll have to say something to when I'm going, because I thought them three played in that game, didn't they? You know, the game, the semi-final game. So I just got up and as I was going, I said, oh, hey, lad, sorry to disturb you. I just when I saw you three, I remembered that game against Wigan, the 28-4, and Lee Mossop looked at me and went, I've been sat looking at you for the last half an hour, and I just wondered where I knew you from. But yeah, I know you now. So Tyrone McCarthy was having a laugh, and yeah, it was nice to chat to him. Really, they were just chatting on, and just wish Greg Burke good luck for the weekend. But Tyrone was just saying he does coaching now at Warrington, and that, and Lee Mossop looked really well. I mean, he's massive, Lee Mossop. His arms are absolutely huge. He just looks me. You just look like you don't want to mess with him because he'll smash you. But no, three really nice blokes. It was nice to have a quick chat with them.
Yeah, if you're looking for rugby players, Paul, Nando's or coffee houses, they're the two places you're going to find them.
That's the places to go. Yeah, well, they were saying that to me. He said, "Oh, do you drink a lot of coffee on the go?" I said, "Well, yeah, people who meant Boilermen and rugby players, coffee houses. That's where you meet us."
Yeah, so loads to go on this week, Paul. We're going to look back at the Castle victory against Castleford. We've got all the big news coming from the club this week. We've got your amateur report, the first one of the season. Did you enjoy doing that first one, getting back the old routine?
There's a few bloopers in it, and I've left them in.
Was there?
I think I was talking about the league table, and I said 3 points for a win, 2 points for a win, then changed my mind back to 3 points. And I went, no, it's 2 points, because I think that the championship changed it a few years ago, and it just threw me a bit. Right. I was thinking about football at the same time. So there's one or two hiccups in there, but I'll be better next week.
Okay, me will have to clip it then. So you'll listen to Paul's edited amateur report, and then we'll preview the game against Toulouse on Sunday. So we'll start with the win against Castleford last week.
You're listening to Devil in the Detail, and this is your big match review.
So Red Devils went to the Menderhoes Jungle Castleford and beat Castleford Tigers 26 points to 16. Paul, what a fantastic win for Paul Rowleys' men.
Yeah, it was a good win, really good win, good performance, and in front of a big sellout crowd there at Castleford, 10,500 there. He was going into the Lions' Den, really, and nobody gave us a prayer, did they? Everybody said, "Oh, Castleford are going to do this, that, and the other." And in a way, I think they underestimated us a little bit. Perhaps some of their players bought a bit of the hype and thought, all we've got to do is turn up and beat these lot. And I think they got the shock of their lives, really, because I think we played the occasion. We took the emotion out of it. And, with Mark Sneed there kicking penalties and just doing the right. He managed that game so well. And plus, we took our chances when they came as well. Was very brave with the ball, and I thought defence was sensational. But it didn't all go our way early doors. I thought Cass had the upper hand, they had the possession. George Griffin got that try. I think he got their first try. and they bombed a few chances. But I think once we got that little spell where we scored 2 tries, they couldn't live with us really, and that's what impressed me the most.
Yeah, I think obviously the very beginning, Brodie Croft knocked on with his first touch. I think obviously it's the strength, a show of strength and character in the man that after that he kind of grew into the game, didn't
he? Yeah, he did. Yeah, I remember thinking when he dropped the ball, like, oh, we've not thrown you all the way across the world to do that. But no, it's one of them things, isn't it? I think after that he made up for it, and he did more than enough in that game, didn't he? I mean, sometimes you lose a ball in the lights, don't you? And one thing and another. There was a lot of pressure there. Castleford coming out into that atmosphere. But no, I thought Brodie Croft was outstanding. I thought Dion Cross, wow. I mean, just to see him the way he's playing, he looks like someone who's played at Super League and played in grand finals and been playing in the top league for decades. He's so cool, he's so strong. We've got a real good player in him. I thought Shane Wright tackled himself into the ground as well, along with Elijah Taylor and Mark Sneed bossed it. So I was thinking today about the squad for Sunday. I don't see how Paul Rowleys going to change things round, because you couldn't really drop anybody out of that because everybody did the job perfectly.
Yeah, I think both centres, Tim Laffey and Dean Cross, were solid. I thought they made tackles when they needed to, intercepted balls when they need, kicks through when they needed to, and it's great, I think, to have 2 solid, dependable centres. Obviously, we've only played 1 game, but the signs are good.
Yeah, definitely. I thought Laffey, he looked very, very strong. And one thing I noticed about the game is, Castleford sometimes you can, like Paul McShane gets a bit of a roll on, then Castleford bust you down the middle and break you apart, and you can feel yourself unravelling a bit. But we didn't unravel once in that game against Castleford. We stayed really, really strong, and I thought we stopped them, and they was trying to go sideways on us and run up their own backsides, really. And that was credit to us for the way we defended. I thought we defended really well. We moved up as one. We didn't leave any gaps. And Brian Briley as well at fullback. He took everything, took every high ball. They tested him, took everything up there. So we looked a real solid team, and a team that looks like it knew what it was doing. Everyone knew the job, and they've been playing together for a long time. So, whereas some people say normally when the first game, we looked a bit ring rusty, we looked a bit this, that, and the other. I don't think we did. We looked like we was halfway through a season then. Everyone had been playing together for years. So really, really encouraging signs.
Yeah, I thought they were very impressive. I think we cast though, like you said, Paul McShane had a very quiet game. I thought. I think Westerman for them will look busy as well. Evels had a quiet game, and I think I could say they didn't really bust us down the middle, which is a thing that Casper do quite a lot against us. Our markers were on form throughout, and that's an important thing, because if obviously you're not giving sort of space for them to run into, they have to go somewhere else, don't they, to try and break you down.
Yeah, I think they did. Like I was saying there, I think they sort of went sideways, really, and didn't really get any joy. I mean, Niall Levels, I thought we bottled him up well. He's a live wire, Levels, isn't he? He looks quick every time he gets the ball. But no, same with McShane. We stopped him. They brought Liam Watts off the bench, and you know what he's like. He likes to run the ball in hard, doesn't he? He's very, very dangerous. But I can't remember who it was. I think Shane Wright dumped him a couple of times, and he was moaning to the referee. And you get under their skin, don't you, and put them off the stride. And I think we did that. We got under their skin. We quietened the crowd down, and we ruined the sort of party atmosphere. We were the party poopers, really, weren't we? We went there and stopped them, and got our crowd behind us. And I think the Salford supporters, I thought, were absolutely tremendous. The amount of noise that they made there, and it was a great night, and a great result, really, but a great way to start the season. But having said that, you're only as good as your last game, and we can't afford to sort of look as that and think, oh, what a great win that was. That's gone now. We've got to move on. You don't get any pots and pans for beating Castleford in round 1. No one remembers that. You've got to keep going and build momentum. So great start, but just a start of things to come, hopefully.
Yeah, it was obviously a great start. Obviously, Cas had lots of pressure on our line. They had 2 penalties kind of back to back where they could have kicked for goal, but they didn't. They kind of went to play it and didn't score. And then we went up the other end and took the 2 points. That shows for me, Paul, that it's good game management there from Salford to obviously weather the storm and take the points when they're available.
Yeah, I thought it was. Like I said before, we made the right decisions, we made the right choices. We didn't seem like flustered. Everything seemed very calm and calculated from Salford, and Mark Sneed's. You watch Mark Sneed, he does little things right. I'm not saying he time wastes, but he does in a way. He'll run the clock down. He'll tell players what the little things, the little fine margins and that. let's do it this way, and there was one where he kicked for touch, we kicked backwards, but we booted the ball out of the ground, I think it was. And I thought, yeah, great, because it just eats a bit more time up. We get on the ball on the pitch. And it's just things like that. He's very, very good at managing a situation and managing a game. He's won 2 Lance Todd trophies, so he's got all the experience in the world. And you look at him there, I think he'll be one of the signings of the season, really, because he'd slot into any team. So great, we've got somebody like that, a real talisman, someone who can kick goals. I think that as well is a massive positive. When you're going up in sixes and you've got a goal kicker that you can rely on, I think it gives everybody else that bit of confidence as well. Because when he was kicking them goals, I don't think I've been that confident since sort of Steve Blakely, kicking a goal. Chris Innie was good, but Mark Sneed, he's another level, really, isn't he? So yeah, I'm not saying his goal kicking won us the game. I think it was the better side, but his sort of game management and the way he sort of bossed us around the pitch, I think he made a massive, massive mark on that game.
Yeah, I think what it is, Paul, I think it's not just his goal kicking. Like you said before, his tactical kicking. There was a kick for the cross try, which kind of made sort of stopped Castleford sort of pushing up and kicked in behind. But he also did it. So I think it was earlier or later on, where Cass were pressing, and we just kicked slightly to the wing, straight again to Burgess to diffuse pressure. And I think moments like that, like you said, it shows he's got an head on his shoulders there, and we know that if the pressure comes on, we have players in this team who can diffuse it, and he's one of them.
Yeah, he certainly is. I remember that one. It was early in the tackle count, that kick to Burgess.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, what is he doing?
No, but the thing is, what he was doing, because obviously
yeah.
Cass were pressing, and he knows they were coming up quick. So he kicks over the top, it puts everybody in their sort of mind. We can't rush up because he'll chip it over us. So it's a good tactical move, really. It's just whether you've got the nuts to do it.
I think that's it. Yeah. Well, the kick for Burgess, when was it Burgess who went through? And he got caught, and then we moved the ball the other side to Ken Seal, then who finished absolutely superbly. I think having the confidence to do things like that, so early in the season, it just shows what they've been doing on the training pitch, and he's got that in his armory as Mark Steed. I think Brodie Croft as well. Some of the plays there with Ryan Briley linking in, we look so slick and so fast, and that's round 1. Can you imagine sort of in round 10, 11, 12? Drier grounds in the summer? I think that team's going to really entertain and score some sensational tries.
Yeah, Briley looked good round the ruck, coming in support. You know what I mean? That's what you want from your fullback, obviously coming into the line, and we know obviously he's got a rugby league brain as well. He knows where to put himself and where to put the ball. So him coming into the line is going to make a big difference in our attack.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's got a lot of pace as Ryan Briley as well. And I was thinking about Niall levels and the pace he had when he played at fullback. I don't think Niall's far behind him, if not as quick as him, because he looks really, really zippy and really quick off the mark, and he gets involved in everything as well. Like I said before, I thought his defence was good. He was good under the high ball. He was tested. Castleford tested him. You could tell that's what they wanted to do. So I think Ryan Briley, he passed that test. Ken Seal before. I mean, he could be a good bet for leading try scoring, because he's gonna score so many tries if he gets the service, and because we know you only have to give him half an inch and he'll finish. He'll get over and finish. That was a great finish for that try. So yeah, there's some really exciting signs with that team. Especially with the pack as well. I thought he looks a really solid signing. And we just mentioned King Vuniyayawa as well. I've got his name right. I thought he did really well when he came off the bench. He took his try really well, and he worked his stocks off as well.
He did. He grafted hard, getting in the end. But yeah, I think he played really well when he came off the bench. Good impact player. Scored his try and lifted everyone when he came on.
He did. I think did you ask him, Paul Rowleys, in the press conference about he got a bit of a knock, didn't he? But I think he was okay. He looked like he'd hobbled off, but I think it was just a touch of cramp, wasn't it? So hopefully he'll be fine for this week, because I sort of panicked when I saw him come up, because he's done really well and he was hobbling, but no, yeah, I thought he did well. Elijah Taylor, I thought he was another one that did an awful lot of work, a lot of tackling, and you know what you're going to get from him every week. He just puts his heart and soul into it, doesn't he? And Greg Burke, another guy who worked hard at prop, not the biggest prop in the world, but got through an awful lot of work. And I think our pack outplayed that Castleford pack, really. I mean, you look at theirs; they've got some big forwards there, and we stopped them and nullified their goal forward.
Yeah, and obviously that King Vuniyayawa scored in, and then Dean Cross scored 2 minutes later, back-to-back tries. That's what good teams do: score and score again.
Yeah, that's where the pendulum of the game swung for me. That going in 20 points to 10. just thought we've got Castleford here now, and I don't think they recovered from that. That spell there, that pace, they didn't seem to know what had hit them, and that was great for us. I know they got back in the second half, they got a try back, didn't they? But we seemed to just keep them at arm's length there and just do enough to win the game. And I never really felt like they were going to take it from us that game. I thought we managed it really well in that second half and did what we needed to do. You knew that Castleford were going to come out in the second half and throw a whirlwind at us, and I think we soaked it up really. And yeah, I didn't think the game was in doubt.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most impressive thing. That we scored some good tries in that first half. We managed the game in that second half, and we squeezed Cas when we needed to, and Cas just didn't really have an answer to the questions for me. Like you said, they didn't look like they were going to sort of break us down. A lot of people there, 10,000 people at Cas, probably look like you said, coming down for a party, thinking they were going to roll over. But great performance in the second half, and it shows mental strength and mental toughness going forward.
Yeah, it does. It does. There's not many teams who go there and win by 10 points. It's a big win that away from home, and it's a big marker for the players really. And I mean, I'm not going to say other teams in the league are quaking in their boots. I'm not bothered about that. I just think it's a big confidence boost for our team and our players because they know they can do the business. Paul Rowleys believes in them, and they've just got to use that now and just say, yeah, we can do it. We know we can do it. So it is an exciting start, really good start to the season. That's what you want, And I think we've won there twice on the bounce, haven't we? At Castleford, we won there last season, didn't we? So yeah, it's not a ground that we don't normally win at, and we've got 2 on the spin. So yeah, very, very, very pleased with Friday night. I thought it was a great night for the supporters and the players and coaching staff and everybody involved.
Yeah, looking at the stats, Paul, top tacklers, Shane Wright, 27, Elijah Taylor, 44, Bunny Yayawa, 26, Andy Ackers, 41, and James Greenwood, 33.
Just shows the graph there, doesn't it? Andy Ackers, another one. I thought Andy Ackers had a great game. Really took the game to Cas, and I'm sure he played 80 minutes, Andy Ackers, because we didn't have a replacement for him on the bench because Matty Costello didn't come on, did he? So we only used 3 subs as well. So great performance, great defence. Elijah Taylor, I mean, was he 44 tackles? That's a big shift for him, and you can tell when he comes off the amount of work that he does. So I think we tackled Cas to a standstill, and to be honest with you, I don't think they had a plan B, really. I think we tackled them into the ground and they didn't really know how to break us down, and that's credit to Salford's defence.
Yeah, top meter makers, Tim Laffey with 91, Dion Cross, 118, King Vuniyayawa, 106, and Joe Burgess, 184, but all the rest were kind of 60, 70, 80, which is great. Obviously, like I always say, Paul, if you can get players around 100, you're doing well.
Yeah, King Vuniyayawa there just shows you that he did a lot of tackling as well and made a lot of meters. So he could be another real good signing for us. He looks the part. He's putting the work in, and you need people like that in your pack to do the graft and do the hard yards. So yeah, I mean, how many meters did Joe Burgess get? 180 odd, was it?
184.
Yeah, he did a couple of breaks there, didn't he? So that's good meter making, and he looks sharp as well, Joe Burgess. I think it took him a bit of time to get going in that first half when he made the break, but after that, he's another one. If he gets that service there, he's going to score some tries as well. You've got 2 real dangerous wingmen there, and you've got a couple of others waiting in the wings, haven't you, as well? Reece Williams, I mean, he's another cracking player if he gets the chance. So yeah, exciting times really for us.
Yeah, you spoke to Paul Rowleys after the game, our first post-match press conference, real life one, for a while. We went to Cas Tigers Media Centre. It was good. I thought, obviously, I can see the vision in what they're going to do. Hopefully, when we get to Moor Lane, we'll have something of similar ilk. Obviously, we're talking to the Cas Tiger Media team, talking about having things on the walls and stuff like that, which will be impressive when it's finished.
It was nice to just go back in a room with people, wasn't it, and just say hi to everybody and have a chat, and it was great just to be there because I mean I know you're really good at the Microsoft Teams and Zoom and things like that. It's not really, I'm not very good at stuff like that. So technology, I mean, I'm having a nightmare this week with my phone at work, setting passwords and all sorts. So that's another story. But no, it was nice, and it was good to see Paul Rowleys. He was dead enthusiastic as well, and his assistant Kurt Haggerty spoke really well. So yeah, it was a nice atmosphere in there.
Yeah, and I bumped into their media man Tom Maguire. And as I come out, he says, Rob, so well done today. Good win for you lot. Don't bag us on that Devil in Detail podcast of yours. And I was like, wow. When obviously people sort of mention the podcast, and then, obviously he might be a listener. You'd hope he is. And it was kind of strange that, he mentioned it, really. But he's really nice. That personal touch, you see, that's what I like, really.
Yeah, it is. It just shows you doing a decent job, Rob, doesn't it? You know, if somebody recognises that, you don't like blowing your own trumpet, you just do your job and just get on with it. And if you get a good bit of feedback, it's all good, isn't it? So yeah, I thought everyone I've ever dealt with at Castleford, when I've applied like yourself, they've always been very polite to us, haven't they? Got back to us with their emails and give you the instructions, give you the parking space and what have you. And you can't ask for any more than that. That's they're very, very helpful, and it was an enjoyable night. I mean.
Here is you talk to Paul Rowleys after the victory against Cas.
Right, delighted to say I've been joined by Paul Rowleys. It's been difficult getting interviews over the last few years, but delighted to say we're back again.
Yeah.
You've come here tonight in front of a sellout crowd and you've done the business. You must be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you said that like a true Salford faithful there. And you know what, the fans, they were everything tonight. And I said to Kurt, I felt like it was a bit of destiny tonight. We brought that travelling army. They fed our players with lots of energy throughout, and they needed it because we weren't as good as we could be, but defensively we were tough and we were resilient, and that dead set came from the energy that they got from our supporters, and I know they wanted to put a performance in for them, and I know that they wanted to be tough, resilient, and give their all for them, because that's what they expect, and that's what our lads give, to be fair, and they worked really hard all over pre-season, and I'm delighted for the players that they get to take the plaudits today. They've deserved it, and they've earned it. They've worked really hard.
What pleased you the most tonight? I thought you were really dogged in defence at times, but you chanced your arm when you needed to. You threw the ball about and you scored some good tries. Well, is it that doggedness in defence, or because you knew you were going to come here and be backs against the wall, and they came up with the answers, didn't they?
Yeah, we were brave. I thought at times we were brave with the ball, but yeah, everything tonight. And to be fair, we said it all week. The way to silence 9,500 fans, because there were a good 1,000 from Salford there. So the way to silence them is through your defence and your appetite in defence. And our appetite was first class. We were desperate, we were tenacious, and we saved a few tries that we shouldn't have done. And then we got out there and scored straight away. So, we at that point, on the back of that D, when you've just put all that energy into D, to be able to be brave and execute in attack is pretty special. I mean, the crossfield kick to Burgess there, that's absolutely first class, to be honest, and it's good to watch. I enjoy coaching it, and I know Kurt does, and I'm sure everybody enjoyed watching it as well. So you have to be brave to do that, but you have to be very, very skillful, and we've got some skillful players, so we back them and they back themselves.
Bit of an heartbreaking start though, wasn't it? Brodie Croft knocking on from the kick-off there, a few jitters there, but other than that, I mean, you mentioned in the press conference there Dion Cross. I mean, what a story he is. He's come in there tonight. I thought he was outstanding tonight. The strength of him, he looks like he's been playing Super League for years.
Yeah, he does. He is a story, right? And we're really pleased for him as coaches as well, because we were really, when I said tough on him at the beginning, but in his best interest, because he's such a great lad, and so to be doing what he's doing at the minute is fantastic, and we're really proud of him. So yeah, he's fantastic.
Kurt, I'll bring you in now. How are you finding it, Salford? Your team with Paul Rowleys, Danny Orr, you seem to be enjoying it. You both got smiles on your faces. How's things going?
Yeah, brilliant. We've got a new squad, we've got a new coaching staff. Me personally, I'm brand new to the club, but I know how coach wants to work and how he wants to play. So for me it was fitting really, so to come and put our point across how we want to do things. The lads have been brilliant and bought into it, and as you see, lads kicking the ball in their own 20 and making line breaks, that's what it's all about. We want to entertain, but we want to win.
I thought that tonight, I mean, coming here you could have sort of not put the ball up your jumper sort of thing. You could have been defensive and things like that, but they weren't. Like I said, they took chances there, didn't they, and were brave in that victory.
Well, yeah, you can't come to Cas and go one out and try and beat a team who's a very big pack. You've got to be able to move them and play on your terms, as well as chancing your arm a little bit, and I thought we certainly did that. But I think even if it didn't quite work for us tonight, at times it never, we backed up with our D and showed a lot of resilience.
I I think the best thing for me tonight was listening to you both, lads, was listening to Paul in the press conference saying that you want to keep it in house, you want to keep chipping away. Me as a supporter, that's what I like to hear. We don't want to be shouting for the rooftops. We want to just, keep flying low, don't we? Keep it under the radar. Is that the best thing, Paul?
Yeah, absolutely. I think right from the start we've said much the philosophy of under promise over deliver, but the belief's in house, and as long as we've got that sort of support behind us, then that we will try to never disappoint that support by giving our all on the pitch. I said we, obviously I'm not out there, but and whether that even when there's mistakes made, I think it was quite evident today that heads didn't go down, and rugby's about what you do next. So they all work tirelessly and give everything to tonight. They couldn't give any more. So mistakes happen, don't they? So it's just what you do next, and it's just a big pat on the back for the lads tonight.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you very much, Kurt. I'll let you both go now because it's absolutely freezing, but I'll see you next week against Toulouse. All the best, lads.
Thank you.
So that was Paul talking to Paul Rowley after the game, Paul, and he was delighted with the performance.
Yeah, he was. He seemed to have a bit of a glint in his eye as well, really, and that sort of where he wants to do well and prove people wrong, and that. So I think the supporters are really going to get on with Paul. He seems a good bloke to have about. Kurt Haggerty as well is quite a knowledgeable guy. So yeah, and we got Danny Ora as well, the Brains Trust. So yeah, we've got to put our trust in them now and see how things go.
It is, and obviously, it was a great performance for him. He was very excited. He said that obviously the players were resilient and showed mental strength, and he was very excited about what the players produced. And he said it was like a big moment for him, and it was obviously him and the players. All the pre-season to come out and put in a performance like that was great for everyone.
Yeah, it certainly was. And like I said, it's about building momentum now, isn't it? If they can build some momentum going forward, you've got Toulouse coming up this week, home game, and then two away games at Hull and Huddersfield. They're going to be hard games, but you can only just take one game at a time. I think that's what Paul's philosophy is going to be. So yeah, great to get off to a good start like that, though. To get that first win. You look at Castleford this week. They've got Warrington this week. They could be 2 defeats from 2 defeats. We beat Toulouse, 2 wins from 2. So it's an all-round good start. You've not won the Super League, or you're not going to get any prizes for that game, but it's a good start, a good solid start, and it really impressed me. And it was just great to see everybody happy and everybody on the terraces sort of coming away from Castleford with a great result, because we've been there many a times and been robbed in the last minute or had a last minute score against us. Jake Webster scored a couple against us, and you remember that other guy? It was that other guy, that forward that went over the time. So yeah, it was a good night, and he saved us listening to that Sweet Caroline song as well. They didn't play that on Friday, did they?
Good job. They didn't over them tannoy. The new tannoy system blew our minds, didn't it? When they had to shout each other. And I was sat next to you.
Had an Elvis impersonator on instead, didn't they? You couldn't hear yourself think with him.
He was good though.
He wasn't bad. Yeah, I'll give him that. He wasn't bad.
So we're joined by Paul Parkin now, Parky, talking about the Cas victory and how good a performance it was.
Yeah, evening, boys. Sorry about the technical issue. Fantastic. Great. What an occasion. What a start to a season. I don't think we could have. I don't think the team could have played any better the other night. I think as a whole team, the performance was phenomenal. There was only a couple of stages in the whole game where I thought Cas were in it. Really, I think. When you look at the scoreline, you think, they kicked so many penalties, and that's what's won us the game. I think if any other result had come out of that game, there'd have been I'd have got the police involved, because we were miles better in every department as far as I could see. The halfback partnership looked. I don't think I've been this excited for a long time about one. The pair of them together, they just look like already it's just there, it's clicked. I might be tempting fate there, but that was magnificent. And the forwards all night just worked so hard, considering, on the bench, we didn't have that many options, did we? In terms of bulk and size to go up against a massive Castleford pack. But we really stood up to him. And I think overall, Paul Rowleys must be absolutely on top of the world watching that. And it wasn't perfect. There was still a few defensive lapses here and there, but you're going to get that. First game of the season, but I always stood up to him. And some of the skill on display. I mean, just going on Sneyd's kick for Burgess. I mean, when was the last time a Salford halfback, even Jacko, he wasn't doing that kind of stuff. He'd seen what was going on. He knew we had the pace out wide. Let's use it. We're not going to bully it. We're not going to make 30, 40 yards just running at him one man every time. So the tactics were spot on. Everything was perfect. And I think, you guys and everybody else out there might think I'm a bit biased, but I don't think Cas deserved that many points at the end of the day. They scored a fantastic try, Alfords, in the first half. That ball along the line, I don't think there's too many teams in the league would have stopped that. We got caught out with numbers, but other than that, I mean, what performance from every player. I was trying to think on the way home, was there a player out there that I thought he struggled a little bit, or I looked at it and I thought, no, not really. Considering, and I think from what I'd heard on the terraces, we'd had a couple of withdrawals the day before the game. So that would have upset everything, and just throwing players in a game like that. But no, really, really happy and really proud the other night. Like Paul was just saying there about seeing the fans. I mean, the joy on that terrace was unbelievable. The atmosphere was great. Obviously, I mean, a big crowd on at Cas, but our fans travelled well and made ourselves known, and it was just a great night all round. And like I say, what a way to kick off a season.
Yeah, Paul, you also spoke to Kirk Haggerty as well, Paul Rowleys' assistant, and he said that he wanted to put the point across how we wanted to do things, and that's the kind of message that warms my heart, really.
Yeah, dead right. I thought they were both sort of really weren't sort of shouting from the rooftops about it. They're both very down to earth lads, and I think they know they've got a mission on, they've got a job to do this season, and the players look like that to me. They treated that as a mission at Castleford. They went in there in their own backyard, Castleford, 10,500. All the singing and shouting that they've done, and they have done. Lee Radford's done an awful lot of talking. We've done this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Whereas Salford haven't. They've just gone under the radar and gone and got the job done. And like Parky said there, I don't think anybody had a poor game. And I said it to you at the start of the podcast. Paul Rowleys got a selection headache this week, because if he has got people like Sargent waiting, you can't drop anybody out of that, because they were all super. I mean, Dion Cross, said to you before, looked like he'd been playing Super League for 10 years, looked like an international centre. He didn't put a foot wrong all night. He's dead strong. I'd have him in my team every week. Brodie Croft, Mark Sneyd, I thought they managed the game, bossed the game really well. When you were saying then about an halfback doing a kick like that, the last kick I remember that was Mark Lee at Huddersfield when he kicked for Nathan McAvoy. That the last minute to win the blooming game. That was 96, something like that. So yeah, that's off to Sneyd there. Top kick.
Well, let's have it right though. We have seen Salford halfbacks do that, but they find touch rather than the player.
Yeah, you see, it'll be special to do that.
So big thanks for your 3-word match reports, man of the matches. Colin Reynolds, bring on the Saints, Sneyd. Colin Wilson, great team effort, Sneyd. David Walling, lethal left foot, Sneyd. Parky, you said outstanding team performance, Sneyd. Dazza, end of an era, he says. Alice Snape, optimism creeping in, Burgess. Pete Brady, that's the standard, Sneyd. Mark, fast and furious, Sneyd. Luke O'Donoghue, strong, sleek, and Sneyd. Mike Murphy, keep it going, Sneyd. James Hoskinson, your mate Paul, tremendous team effort, Sneyd. Paul Hardman, well drilled team, Sneyd. Paul D, great team effort. Dion Cross, Janet and Chris Shenton, great first half, Sneyd. Richard Martin, up and running, Sneyd. You can see a pattern here, Parker.
Yeah, just a bit. I don't think it could have gone anywhere else, could it? He absolutely controlled the game. And like Paul said a minute ago, I kept saying all the way through the game, once we got in the lead, we just needed to manage the game. Just get the ball in there, and I said to the lad that took me to the game the other night, if we get a penalty in their half, we're going to kick it. That's all you got to do. Once you're in front with a kicker like that in your team, you're just going to keep pegging them on if you use your brains. No point putting it in touch, and trying to score off every play. Just stay away from them. Just keep the ball away from them. Waste a bit more off the clock. And, he was dead-eye the other night, wasn't he? I mean, didn't look like missing any of them, I don't think. Oh, there was one near the post that sort of squeaked through. It was a bit of a worry. But all the difficult ones, he seemed to just land no problem. And like saying that the management of the game, the kicking game in general, just turning them round, finding the ground with the ball, not finding the fullback or the winger as we normally would. And that's that's the brains that Sneyd has brought. He knows the game, and he knows when to get us out of trouble. And that's what we've missed that a little bit. Certainly last year, don't think we had that control of a match. But the one thing that stood out, and not just Sneyd, but a few others, a lot of leaders out there the other night, a lot of talking. You could see that, and the senior players, obviously all stood up. But I mean, Mark Sneyd was head and shoulders above anyone else on the pitch the other night, and richly deserves a man of the match.
Yeah. Clark is some fantastic tries. Burgess / Sneyd. James I can't speak Sneyd. Rick, Andrew, grand final incoming. Let's steady on Andrew, steady on Rick. Let's just take one step at a time. Ian Archer, Rowleys, Rampant Reds, Cas Rugby Tigers, top quality halves. Croft, who is their man of the match. Sam Richmond, plenty to come. Sneyd, Scott, Sneyd was unreal. Arthur Bollard, good game management. Sneyd. Matthew Burke, Viva Mark Sneyd, and finally Kenny Odd, Fandabidozi. Paul, so yeah, great performance, great start to the season.
Yeah, I think Sneyd's got that one, hasn't he?
Yeah, write this down, Parker. So it saves me doing it in about 3 months' time when I have to collate them all.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point even.
We'll give Sneyd 3 points.
Yeah,
and we'll give Burgess 2.
Yeah, I was going to say there's no point doing a 3-2-1. There's only one man named.
Yeah.
I think obviously Croft and Cross both got a mention in there as well, didn't they?
We'll give Croft and Croft 1 each. Yeah,
and Richley. But like I say, at the end of the game, you're looking around and you're thinking it could have been any of them for their own part in that game. There's nobody out there that didn't contribute in some way. Even the bench coming on. I mean, like I say, we didn't have the greatest depth on the bench the other night. Every player that came on made a difference, and that's. I mean, it's easy, obviously, to pick out Sneyd. He was phenomenal the other night, but like Paul said before, I mean, Dion Cross, unbelievable. On the way to the game, and I saw the team news, and I thought, I've liked what he's done in the friendlies and so on, but this is a big step, big step away at Cas. Playing centre when he is really a winger, isn't he? I think I thought it was a bit of a risk, and then watching him, not a problem. Didn't look nervous. Didn't have never looked out of place in defence, and obviously scored a try. I think the whole team really deserved some recognition for it. But yeah, Sneyd was the man the other night.
Yeah, great performance from the boys, and look forward to the next game against Toulouse. So that's all the chat about the Castleford win, and we're going to look at all the big news coming out of the club this week. So, Paul, we'll start with Corey Patterson. He's returned to the club as the new player welfare and team manager. Great appointment.
Yeah, taking over from Marlon Billy. I believe Marlon's gone to Huddersfield with his friend Ian Watson. So that's another person we've lost. But no, I think Marlon did a good job at Salford, likeable character, and Corey Patterson's come in. So I enjoyed his spell at Salford. It was, I suppose, when he played for us as a player, it was a bit of a strange time to be at Salford when it was up and down, wasn't we? And I remember him playing that 40-all draw at Catalans, wasn't it? He was in that game. So good player though, very talented player. I remember seeing that kick he did from the training ground when he kicked it from like the corner flag and kicked a goal. But yeah, he seems a good character. I believe he's got like a coffee shop now, hasn't he, or something? He's into that sort of thing. So I'm sure he'll do a good job looking after the players, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Being that sort of go-to person for the lads. So he's a likeable lad, and I'm sure he'll do a good job.
Hey, Parky, Paul says, I think he's got a coffee shop. Don't tell me you haven't got that marked down on your list, Paul.
Oh, yeah, I'll be going there. I'm not sure where it is, but I'll find it.
Yeah, but obviously it's an important job, isn't it, Parky, player welfare and team manager, obviously keeping everybody sort of okay, and, it's a massive job.
Huge, and especially these days, obviously all the things with COVID and everything else, there's a lot going on in a player's life, and things that we don't always see, which will affect what they do in the park sometimes. we go to work some days, and if you're not in the right frame of mind, or, you've had a Barney in the morning, or you've crashed your car or something stupid, you're not in the right frame of mind, and players will be the same when they take to the field, and it's up to somebody to be there to make sure that doesn't happen, doesn't make it any worse, and it's a very, it is a big key role. I know Marlon was very popular at the club, wasn't he? He was a big figure. We've had people before, haven't we? Paul Heighton did it for a while, and he was also, really good at it, and it is a key role now. The stresses of being a professional athlete that go on. I mean, it's easy for us to say, they go training a couple of hours a day, and they get paid pretty well for what they do. But there's a lot going on there, a lot, physical and mental, and they need support. They've got families who will have problems as well, and you just don't know what's going on in the background. And I'm sure Corey, he's the right man, because we know that Paul King and Bleasy and everybody else would have done their due diligence on this and got the right man in. And obviously, having a rugby connection, having played the sport, he knows what's coming. He knows when what players are going through. And yeah, so it's a good appointment. It's great to see another sort of ex-Red back at the club.
Yeah, great from him. Good luck to him in his new role. Next bit of news, Paul, they're looking for match day draw volunteers, basically for the Golden Gamble, by the sound of it. It's great. Obviously, you get a free match ticket if you do decide to be one. I think all clubs kind of need these people to obviously sell the tickets and generate juice for the club.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, all clubs need people that are backbone of the club, aren't they? People who volunteer and help out and what have you. So, yeah, if you've not got a season ticket, it's a way of getting in for free every week, isn't it? So yeah, I'm all for that. The Golden Gamble's pretty good, and all. It's been going a long time, hasn't it? And I've never been fortunate enough to win it myself, right? But no, if you can help out, get your name down.
Yeah. So if you're interested in that, contact salfordsuperddraw@gmail.com and give them the name, and they'll do the rest. There was a 20% off this week, Paul, on Parky on merchandise, but you've missed it, mate. I was going to give you 30 seconds to try and entice our listeners to buy you another bit of merchandise, but you've missed it, unfortunately.
Yeah, if we'd have done this last night, postman. It was a great offer. I'm actually a bit gutted I've missed out. We've had walk out this week, unfortunately, so it's not been a good week for us. But yeah, a great idea. And again, off the back of that performance, people are keen. People want stuff. A great little idea, and hopefully they'll do it again at some point in the season. And this time I can jump all over it, or the kind viewers and listeners can indulge me. No, it was a great idea, and like I say, following off the back of that, I mean, people have been lapping it up. So yeah, I hope it went well, and like I say, I hope they get to do it again.
Yeah. Next bit of news, Paul. Activity camps are going to be underway shortly from the 21st of Feb to the 28th of Feb at Cadishead Community Hall. Postcode is M445BJ, I think. From 10-year-old to 16-year-olds, 10 till 12. It's great, obviously, the foundation have put this on for the youth in the holidays.
Is that for that year half term? I tell you what, the half term doesn't half come around quick. They always seem to be off kids now, don't they? Well, I do anyway. I never remember getting this many holidays when I was at school, but no, that's great that they put that on. I mean, yeah, kids will love stuff like that. We're only going to play in rugby league, for a couple of hours a day and that. And yeah, I hope people get down to that and enjoy it. 10 to 16-year-olds, I'm pretty sure, that some of those will be players for the future, won't they? Like we said before on the podcast, the more sort of kids we get playing the game in the city of Salford is better for the players and for the community as well. Keeping kids off the streets and giving them something to do. So yeah, I'd encourage anybody to get down to that. And if you're a parent, get the kids out of there for a few hours while you chill out.
Yeah, I think it's great, Parky. Obviously, we're a community club, and this kind of thing, we're getting in the community comes and sort of it grows that relationship, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I mean, this is another thing about it, these guys behind the scenes, the work they do. It's not all just rugby related, is it? Do you know what I mean? It is for the community. There'll be parents out there who'll be pulling their hair out. And you look at the weather today, and You know, they'd be thinking, half term, what do I do? You know, where do I take them? Well, it's great that it's there, and the work that these people put in it's phenomenal. It really is. You know, and you don't hear about it most of the time. Nobody says anything. But I'm sure it'd be a great asset to a lot of people, a lot of families, and give them something to keep the kids entertained. And like Paul said, you know, even if it's just getting them out of your hair for a few hours a day, you know, that'd be. Sorry, that was me dog. That'd be a pretty good thing. So yeah, no, good work again from everyone behind the scenes.
Yeah. Next bit of news, Paul. The Leeds game is the Building for the Future game. A massive push by the club to get the schools and community clubs involved. Free tickets for the kids, and it's great that we've got this rolling again.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's a Friday night, though, I suppose, isn't it? But I mean, it's not like sort of straight away. It's quite a way off that game, I think, looking at the fixture list. So yeah, what a game for people to come to, though. That Leeds Rhinos at home, you know, a big club like them, a club that we'd like to knock off and play once a week if we could and beat them. So yeah, it's gonna be a good fixture, that. And it's one to, you know, kids come to that, we get a win there, big crowd, they're going to want to come back again, aren't they? So yeah, I hope the club really do market that game, and they've already started already, so that's one to look forward to. And you look at the performance against Castleford, I'm not saying we're going to win every game from now until then, but if we can get a bit of momentum now, you know, beat Toulouse, get a couple of wins away from home against maybe Huddersfield or Hull, you're going into that game, you could be halfway up the table or towards the top of the table, so that could be a really big clash. That you've got Leeds coming with Blake Costin, Aidan Caesar, some big names there. They might bring a big following, so you could be aiming at like your record crowd. So let's hope we do something like that this season and smash that record for Salford, because we can start playing good rugby league and people are going to come.
Yeah, I think it was something like, was it 94 schools or something at Parky that they've kind of engaged with. I'm sure there'll be a bigger number now. Paul Trainer and the people involved are really doing a great job, linking it all together.
Yeah, you just look at the Saints game the end of last season. There was nothing on it really, was there? But it was still, the mighty Saints Helens coming down, and good numbers turned out for that. And that was a tricky fixture to try and sell, really, in many ways, because, like I say, it was the last game of the season. We weren't going anywhere. We had, injuries and players missing and everything. It turned out to be a really good night for us. So hopefully, yeah, they can build on that. They said they would, and they are doing. And again, like Paul saying, get them involved. These kids are going to be watching this. If they see a good game and a good atmosphere, they'll come back, and who knows, the parents will be there next time, and you can't fault the club on what they're doing. They can't do more than, like you said there, 90 odd schools or whatever to aim at. You get a percentage of them coming. Phenomenal work, and so fingers crossed it goes well. We could do with some good weather for it. That'd help, a nice sort of mild Friday night. But it's good, and I know it's been being advertised already, so it's early enough for everybody to get involved.
Yeah. Another bit of news, Paul. Our Premier amateur club, Salford City Roosters, looking for players for the new season for all age groups. Free parking for Salford games. It's got a great clubhouse as well. I think got a nice patio bit they're currently constructing as well. So obviously, if you're interested in getting involved there, get down to the Roosters and learn how to play rugby league.
Yeah, certainly. Like you say, a club that's been going a long time, and some big names have come through there, haven't they, going on to play professional rugby league? So yeah, why not get down and help if you fancy playing, no matter what age you're. I mean, I might be a bit too old myself now, but and a bit knackered as well. But that's another one. Free parking there as well. It's not that far from the stadium. That's a great help. And I know you've got a bit of news from Patrick Connolly, was on Twitter to us, one of advertising what they've got on this week, and I won't steal your thunder, Rob. I'll let you mention that.
I wrote it down. You better not steal it. Yeah, so this Sunday, if you want to get down to Salford City Roosters, 12:30, they're under 12s, take on West Orton Lions, and then at 2:00, United's on the telly. But then obviously you'd have to leave halfway through to get down to Salford for 3. But it's great facilities. Hopefully, a lot of people will get down there and enjoy the facilities available, Parker.
Yeah, I went both the friendlies we popped in. It's a fantastic clubhouse now, really is. And Paul said, sorry, maybe yourself, about the patio area. Again, get a bit of weather. I mean, not this weekend, clearly, but it'd be out, watch the kids play, and then, you know, like you say, you can have a couple of drinks or whatever, park the car there. You walk under the motorway there, that passageway. You're in Brookhouse, you're at the stadium in 10 minutes. He's brilliant. I can't think of anywhere better, to be honest, because obviously, you know, free parking, why not? And, you know, any money that they make obviously goes back into the amateur scene. And there's a lot of good people there doing a lot of good work, volunteering and everything else. So, yeah, it needs to be used. I know the last couple of times we went, it was a little bit barren. So hopefully this weekend, like you say, if it's your kind of thing, you can watch the football for whatever part of it, and then you know, get yourself to the game. But yeah, I hope everybody does use it, because it is a really good facility.
Get to half time on your toes, get in for 3 o'clock. That's basically the plan. They also invited us down to do a podcast there as well, which is going to be exciting. Obviously, I have to get a couple more microphones. We don't think we'd be able to do it over Skype. I don't think it'd be very entertaining us three sat around 3 laptops in 3 different areas of the club. Paul?
No, we'll have to sort out. I don't know. Well, maybe for the future, we'll see.
Obviously, massive game this Sunday. I'm sure the club have got lots planned. Park. It's going to be exciting. Obviously, you know, first home game after the Cas win. Hopefully, a big crowd.
Yeah, it's just a shame. I pointed out to Paul Trainer on Twitter that, you know, United are on the telly, aren't they? And it always has a knock-on effect to our game. Why you bother watching it, I don't know, but that's up to everybody else. I don't, you know, I just think that this Sunday now, I don't want to tempt fate, but I think we're going to win the game, you know, to back up from the other night, and you got to make the most of it. Well, when you're winning games, and get on board with it. I'm sure with it being the first game of the season at home, that there will be, you know, a decent turnout. It's just, you know, United are on and the weather's rubbish and whatever else, but, you know, people will find excuses one way or another, won't they? But I can't think of a reason why you wouldn't. I think it should be a really good game, and you know, hopefully we can back up on what we've just witnessed. Because if we do, I think we might look pretty impressive.
Yeah, we've also got a new pitch announcer, Chris Price. He's a good lad, Chris. Very experienced, you know, good lad, funny. Paul, it'd be good to see what he can do behind the mic.
Yeah, he's a Rochdale lad, Chris, isn't he?
Mm.
He's from Rochdale. Yeah, he used to go to Matthew Moss, I think, in Rochdale. I do know him from my time in Rochdale. Nice lad. Yeah, he's done it. He's worked all over the show. He's done a lot of radio work, and I think he's done a bit of commentary and that in the past as well. So yeah, he's a nice guy. I've met him a few times. So he used to work. He used to do St Helens, I think, and Warrington and stuff like that. So yeah, he'll be a good. You'll recognise his voice when you hear him. He's got a bit of a radio sort of voice, rugby league sort of voice. But yeah, just echo what you guys have said there. I can't wait for Sunday. I really can't. I'm sort that if you're watching United. I mean, 10 minutes of that, and you want to go anyway the way they're playing, won't you? So you don't want to watch any more than 10 minutes of that. But no, I think if you want to get to a game now, I mean, Toulouse look like they play a great brand of rugby as well. I watched a bit of their game against Huddersfield, and I think they was a bit unlucky really, and played really well in the first half, and then just ran out of steam. So I think they'll come and chuck the ball about. So Sunday's going to be great. I think it'll be a great game. And as I said to you before, Rob, before Parky come on, the bookies have got us as favourites because they give Toulouse a 22-point start. So I mean, that's confidence in Salford. Yeah, I can't remember the last time we had a 22 handicap in a game. So not in the Super League anyway. So no, looking forward to it.
Yeah, 2 results to finish with the news. Our reserves were away at Thatouif and lost 28 points to 12, Parky. And the college team lost 26-32 to Wakefield. But Wakefield are currently top of the championship. So it was a good performance by the lads, but unfortunately not able to get the win.
Yeah, I saw that result. And again, I'll hark back to the conditions as well. It wouldn't have made it easy for anyone, would it, today? That wind is is shocking. I don't know what it's like on the dark side of the Pennines, but I'm sure it was as bad as it is here. And Wakefield, I looked at their pitch the other day when he played Hull. How much bad weather they must have had, because it cut up really bad. So it would have been tough for them to go over there today and get anything. And the reserves, yeah, well, it's good to see them getting another run out now. If it's the same sort of bunch of lads, obviously, that went and played at Warrington, they just need more experience, because there's some talent in there, and they can build on it and just keep forcing the way through, and hopefully one or two of them will rise to the top and get squad numbers and get into the first team at some point. But they just need, to me, they look like they just need a bit more experience, and that game again today will have helped them.
Yep. So that's all the news coming out of the club this week, and now we're going to see what's happening in the amateur scene with Paul.
Here is this week's Devil in the Detail amateurist report, and we shall start off this week with the Barlet National Cup. None of our local sides were involved in it, to be honest with you, but we've got the results anyway, because it's quite a prestigious competition in amateur rugby league. On Saturday the 12th of February, it was round 2, and these are the results. Maryport 6, Stattle Heath Crusaders 18, Drillington 16, West Hull 24, Blackbrook 34, Fryston Warriors 24, Ackworth Jaguars 30, Aspatria Hornets 18, Normanton Knights 14, Waterhead Warriors 18. I did say none of our local sides were in it, but Waterhead Warriors are quite a local team and they won, so congratulations to them. Hindley 0, Charleston Rovers 18, and Hares Finch 12, Oral St James 32. In round 2, Mighty Warriors against Upton. That's a fixture for Saturday the 19th of February. The draw for the quarterfinals will be played on the 26th of February. The draw is West Hull against Stattle Heath Crusaders, Myton Warriors or Upton against Blackbrook. Waterhead Warriors are at home to Oral St James, and Ackworth Jaguars entertain Charleston Rovers. In the Barlet National Youth Cups, it wasn't very good for our local teams in that, to be honest. On Sunday, in the under-18s, Dewsbury Moor 40, Salford City Roosters 0. In the under-16s, Salford City Roosters 0, Birkenshaw 58. And in the under-14s, round 2, School of Law 28, Rochdale Mayfield 0. Some student rugby league to bring you in the Northern Conference Cup. Last Wednesday, Manchester beat Lancaster by 32 points to 10. In the College Rugby League, Huddersfield 0, Hotwood Hall 68. The fixtures this week, there's one in the College Rugby League. That's between Wakefield and Salford Red Devils in the Premier Division. In the Northern Conference Cup of the Universities on Wednesday, Manchester were at home to Leeds A. Right, well, I know we call this the amateur report, but we'll turn our attention now to professional rugby league and life outside Super League, as we did quite often last season. We'll talk about the Betfred Championship first. It was round 3. Barrow Raiders 14, Newcastle Thunder 6. Newly promoted Barrow are 3 from 3. A great start to the season for them, and good crowds as well. Almost 1,800 at that game. So congratulations to them. Started the season really well. Batley Bulldogs 4, York City Knights 10. Dewsbury 12, Sheffield Eagles 10. Sheffield Eagles going down there, but so I'm a Salford favourite. Chris Wellham got a try for Sheffield. They've started the season with 1 win and 3 defeats. That was the first victory of the season for Dewsbury Rams. There was a cracking game at Halifax at the New Shea. Halifax Panthers 8, Widnes Vikings 9. That one finished. The Vikings led 8-0 at half time. Halifax Panthers stormed back in the second half, but a drop goal from former Salford player Matty Smith with 12 minutes to go gave Widnes the 2 point. And Widnes Vikings are top of the table with 3 wins from 3 on points difference above Featherstone Rovers. Talking about Featherstone Rovers, they beat Workington Town by 26 points to 10 on Sunday. London Broncos 0, Whitehaven 8 was the other result. The round 2 game from the week before, Featherstone Rovers beat Lee Centurions 28 points to 6, so they've started the season with 3 wins from 3. In the Betfred Challenge Cup round 3, Hunslet 30, Siddle 4, Lock Lane 12, Rochdale Hornets 28, London Scholars 6, Hunslet Club Parkside 28. A great result there for the amateur side, going away from home to win there. Rochdale Mayfield 0, Doncaster 20, Royal Navy 22, York Acorn 8, and Swinton Lions 14, North Wales Crusaders 20. So the draw for the 4th round of the Challenge Cup, it's starting to hot up now, the competition. The Super League sides will be entering pretty soon as well, but round 4 there's some real good ties in that one. York will face Newcastle, Halifax are at home to Featherstone. There's a big match between Lee and Widnes. Rochdale play Barrow, Batley against the Royal Navy. London Broncos face Bradford. Hunslet Club Parkside, they're at home to Sheffield. North Wales Crusaders, they play Hunslet. Workington face Dewsbury, and Doncaster play Whitehaven. Well, finally, the fixtures for this week in the Life Outside Super League, as we say. In the Betfred Championship, the action gets underway on Saturday. Featherstone at home to London Broncos at 5:30. Newcastle Thunder play Whitehaven at 3 o'clock. On Sunday, the Betfred Championship, Batley Bulldogs at home to Sheffield Eagles. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff, as is Bradford Bulls against Barrow Raiders. Barrow 3 from 3. Massive game for them at Bradford. At 2 o'clock, Workington Town play Halifax Panthers. And there's another 3 o'clock game between York City Knights and Leeds Centurions. One fixture next Monday, the 21st of February. I'm making a few mistakes in this, aren't I? 21st of February, Dewsbury Rams play Widnes Vikings at 7:45. That's all I've got for you. Take care. I'll see you next week.
So that was Paul's amateur report. And next, we're going to look at the big matches to come this week for both men and ladies' sides.
It's time for the Devil in the Details Big Match Review.
So we'll start with the ladies at Parker. They're away at Lee Minor Rangers on Sunday. 2 p.m. kickoff at Twist Lane. Postcode is WN74EF. Obviously, winning the first game against Swinton. Going to be a big challenge this week against Lee Minor Rangers.
Yeah, they've had a team there for a while, haven't they? They're a pretty experienced side. It'll be a good test for the ladies. Obviously, we were all obviously impressed with what they put up against Swinton, so they'll build on that. They all look very happy, and what you read on Twitter and that kind of thing, they're all really keyed up to get another game in. It's a shame it kind of clashes again with the first team and whatever, but because I think a few bodies would have gone down and watched that, which is certainly something I know we all hope to do at parts during the season. But yeah, no more experience for him. And fingers crossed, if they get a result from that, who knows? I mean, they've got a few lined up, haven't they? I think they've got Wakefield, and I think they've got Wigan after Lee Miners Rangers. That'll be a real test for them. Obviously, Wigan at any level is just they'll field some magic team somewhere along the line. So no, it'd be good to see how they get on. Like I say, shame we can't see them. Hopefully, the club can capture it and maybe put it out on RDTV or something like that, and we can watch it back.
Yeah, Lee, you were promoted to the Super League in 2021. Paul, they've got some good players. Lucy Johnson, Kirsty Millington was voted their best newcomer in 2021. So, that they are full of quality, and I think it'll be a good sort of test for the ladies. Obviously, Louise Fellington and Vanessa Hadley, who I spoke to, a couple of weeks ago. She said that obviously there's a big rivalry between a few of the girls who play for Lee. So that looked like it could be a bit of a ding-dong contest.
Yeah, certainly. Well, yeah, and I think for the ladies, they just want to get out there and play games, don't they? It's been a while since the game against Swinton. I think they just want to build momentum. They're going to be playing in the Championship next season, so they've got that to look forward to. But I think these so-called friendly games, they call them now, there won't be anything friendly about when they get out there. But I think they'll be using these as stepping stones, really, to build that progress. And it's like Parker said about the reserves. They're only going to get better about the more games they play together and the more experience they get. So, if they can keep building momentum, get another victory, confidence is going to go through the roof. And they all seem very, very confident anyway. The team spirit seems fantastic. And, like you've just said, I'm just gutted I can't go this week because we're playing at 3 o'clock. It would have been great if that had been at 11 in the morning. I could have gone and done a double header because I'm taking my daughter on Sunday as well, so she'd love to have seen that. So yeah, I'm hoping to get to the next one. I think they've got a couple of games at Caddy's Head Rhinos, aren't they, next 2 games? So God willing, I'll try and get to both of them.
Yeah, so good luck to the ladies on Sunday, and hopefully you'll pick up your second win. It'll be 2 from 2, and we'll be talking all about it on next week's podcast. So, Salford's men's team, they face Toulouse Parquet, second Super League game of the season. First one back at the AJ Bell. Excited?
Very, yeah. After Friday night, I don't know how you can't be. Anything like that, would be tough to stop. I did watch the Toulouse game against Huddersfield, and they ran out of steam quite a bit, which was a shame because they started so well. I mean, they went to a 10-point lead against a pretty strong Huddersfield team, and I thought there's something on there. I thought we were in for a shock, but they've lost their key players, haven't they? In Ford, I know Carella didn't play, and if that's the case, they're going to struggle until they can get some bodies in. But like Paul said, they do throw the ball about. They've got that, like the French teams do, that, a Gallic flair, if you like. They just they don't mind throwing the ball about, and they had some big units as well, I noticed. So it's it won't be as easy as we may like to think. I don't think, because they're going to come over here and they need to make an impression, and fast, because if they get another thumping this week, and then whoever goes, the longer it goes on, the worse it gets, doesn't it? And nobody wants to see that. So they'll, Sylvan Hules will have them pretty fired up, I think, to come over and make an impression. And don't forget, at the start of the season, the bookmakers, put us more or less in the same category as Toulouse and Wakefield. That we're the bottom three, if you like. So it's a massive game early in the season. But I am excited, and it'll be interesting to see what Paul does with the team, because he has got players there that are going to need a run. And I know you don't use, Super League games as warm-ups, but people like Sarge and, I don't know, maybe Amir Burr or Jack Ormonroyd or Brian Lannon, whatever. I don't know. One or two could slot in and make just a couple of changes. I know we don't like changing winning teams. It's not a great thing, but maybe this might be the one chance we get to see some of these players play. It's a good problem for Rowles to have, isn't it? He can pick and choose, really, if he's got, depending on how many are fit. I'm sure a couple more bodies will come back this week. And we don't know how people came through last week, really. I know it looks okay, but people like Tim Laffey, who haven't played for a long time, he played a full 80. Will he need a rest? There'll be a bit of that. There'll be players who are coming back, a little bit rusty. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with the team. But I'm confident. I really am. If we play anything like we did on Friday night, and Sneed and Brodie Croft mix like they did, I think it'd be enough to see us home.
Yeah, we're interested to see what happens regarding team selection. Paul, obviously, like Parky said, Sargentson, he's a class act. 8 out of 10. Costello, for me, he should be, he should be getting a crack. Never lets anyone down. So, but obviously, such a great performance on Friday. Would it make sense to move it around now?
I think the only way I'd move things around is if people were 100%, or they was carrying a knock and I'd bring somebody in. I think if everybody's 100% fit, I think I'd just leave it the same. For me, this Sunday's, a lot of it's about attitude. You've got to have the right attitude going into this game. You don't want to go in there thinking, we're going to tonk these, it's Toulouse. I think you've got to have that every week. You've got to have that hunger and that desire, and you've got to be switched on every week. And that sort of sorts out the top teams from the inconsistent teams. I mean, you look at last season, we went to Lee. We should have tonked Lee on their own ground. We didn't. We went there and got beat. So we've all watched Salford long enough to know we win a decent game, then we'll go somewhere and lose the week after, after the Lord Mayor shows, we always used to say. So I'm not convinced yet we're going to, stuff to lose, but I'm not bothered. I just want us to go out there and play well and get and win the game. I don't think it matters how many points you win by and things like that. So you've got to be switched on. You've got to give them the respect that they deserve. But go out there and do exactly what you did against Castleford with the same attitude, the same intensity, and we'll get the result. I think we've got the better players than what Toulouse have got. But they've still got some dangerous ones. Tony Gigo is one of the Lance Todd. He's a very, very clever player. You have a bit of an off day and let people like him, give him a bit of room and let him play a bit. Before you know it, you're 10-0 down and you're chasing the game. So we've just got to come out with the right attitude, and I'm sure that the result then will sort itself out.
Yeah, Matty Russell, he's always a danger. James Cunningham, ex-Huddersfield, he's always very good round the ruck. Parker, is it John Ford for them? Big miss, he is. But like people say, people have put us together with Toulouse. And was it a 4? Would you say it was a 4-pointer this early in the season?
Can we say a 3-pointer? Can we go that far? Yeah, Jonathan Ford apparently won't play for them again. Well, I think he's gone back to Australia now, and that's that. And Mark Carella, the fullback, who's so dangerous, again, if he's not there, he's going to be another huge loss for him. I don't know what's happening there, whether he'll play. Watching him the other day, there is something there. There really is. But again, he's probably newly assembled. You know what it's like every year for the team that comes up. He's so difficult for him. But I'm confident that there's that word, really. I think the confidence we'd have gained from Friday night will would be enough to see us on. We don't want complacency or anything stupid like that. And I don't think Paul Rowleys is the kind of guy that would let that happen. And if any of them are showing any of that leading up to the game, or even at half time, I think they'll soon find out how annoyed he is. He's not the kind of guy I don't think that you want to mess with in that way. So I think the players will be switched on. I think they all want to make an impression. And like I was saying there, if he does decide that maybe one or two players need to come in, certainly for me, I think Sarge is going to have to get a run out at some point, or he's not just because he's a good player. I mean, he's probably on a fair whack of money as well, and we need to get something out of it. If he's fit, does he get in? I don't know. I'm not picking the team, but if he does get a shirt, he now knows that whoever place he takes is right on his heels anyway. So if he has if he has a bad game or comes in and doesn't do, the boys are back. Any of them, Matty Costello, Tim Laffey, and Dion Cross. We've still got the likes of Reece Williams, who for me never does anything wrong. Not going to get a look in yet. Obviously Cal Watkins when he comes back and people like that, and then the forwards. The competition's really good, and I think that will spur the players on. I think they'll know that you can't have an off day. We might not have the biggest squad, or it might not be a world-beating squad, but there are players there that are waiting for their chance, and you slip up. So the pressure's on, but like I say, I'm confident we can turn them over this weekend, and we couldn't ask for a better start to a season.
Different challenge this week, Paul. Underdogs last week, favourites this week.
Yeah, that brings a challenge in itself. Like I said before, the bookies, I've never seen us with a 22 handicap before. But just going back to what you're saying about Sargison, yeah, I think we should save him for the Huddersfield game, and then he can do his invisible man act again, guy in Huddersfield. So no, I think it's going to be difficult because you can't really drop anybody. So whether Paul Rowley will put somebody on the bench like he did last week, I know last week at Cas we only played with 3 subs because Costello didn't come on, so that's another bonus really. So a lot of players did big minutes last week. So no, I think it comes with a different pressure this week. Like I said before, I wouldn't go too confident because how many games have we had at the AJ Bill where there's not been a very big crowd there? It's been a bit of a flat atmosphere. The crowd's been a bit quiet, and we've lost a game we should have won. So everything needs to be spot on, preparation right, and just get this 2 points. And I'm confident, like Paul said, that Parky, I'm calling Parky, Rowley, Paul Rowley, too many Pauls, that Paul Rowley, he's not going to...
Tell me about it.
Yeah, there is. He doesn't suffer fools, does he, Paul Rowley? I think he'll have him switched on. And I think the players will be... You win a game like you did at Cas, you're chomping at the bit to play again, and you can't wait to get back on the field again, and especially in front of your home supporters. So I think the players will be dead excited anyway, and I think you'll see that urgency and that confidence flowing.
Parky, score prediction from yourself?
I've done my prediction for this week and all, haven't I? I can't remember what I wrote down.
Back to us this week.
I know, makes a change. I'm going to go because I think we've got tries in us. I think we've got points in us. I'm going to go 30 points to 8.
Is that? Did you say you were going to do that, Paul, or not? Because most weeks you say you were going to say that.
I have 30 points to 10.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
I've wrote that down on my League Express as well.
So what? You know what you should do, Paul? Right? But you know what you should do? Like when Kevin Keegan and Toshak back in the 70s, they thought they were psychic, and they had they drew shapes and stuff, and one kind of looked at it, but the other one said what the shape was. We need to kind of do this to make sure that if you're linked up some way.
We're on the same wavelength, me and Mark, aren't we? Yeah, we're doing all right. No, I'll stick with mine, 30 points to 10, because if it comes in that now and we don't get it, we miss out on that Nando's. We're going to be 3 of us are going to be gutted, aren't we? So I'll stick with mine, 30-10, because I know you'll have a big one anyway. You.
Is there a story behind that 30-10?
Nah, not for me, no.
No. Yeah, I'm going to go Salford to win 48-6, and I'm going to go for CEO hat-trick.
Could be top of the table with that and all. 48-6.
You're dancing down Stadium Way, whatever it is.
Dancing in Aldi car park.
Yeah. So, that's the end of this week's podcast, lads. Parky, another great show.
Yeah. Sorry I joined a little bit late. Like I say, technology not working for me tonight, but I got there in the end. And yeah, no, good chatting to you both again. And let's hope we get a good weekend. And this time next week, we're talking about going for 3 on the trot.
So is that how many phones you smashed in the last week as well? 3.
Don't get me started. Don't, please. Costing me an arm and a leg. This.
I know. I'll tell you about. We've seen more of your forehead tonight than we have in the last few podcasts. That's for sure.
You got the eating on tonight in your house?
Yeah. I put it on. I had to, blowing a gale. So yeah. By the use of the iPad, it's saved me this week.
Yeah, we had a 5-year come on with a feather bowler this week, but you let me down. Another great show, Paul.
Yeah, really enjoyed it, lads. I enjoy it every week with you too, pair of comedians. But no, loving it, and looking forward to Sunday. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you Sunday.
Yeah, big thanks to you in this week's Devil in Detail podcast. I'm Patterson. You can find us on Facebook, Devil in Detail SRD. You can find us on Twitter at DITDSRD. And you can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Radio Contact, Spotify, and YouTube. See you next week.